just to have you on the line with me is amazing. He's the founder of Save Money. I mean, you've been doing your thing since before 2013. That's when I got hip to you with the internet tape. Of course, you land big deal with Rock Nation from one of your greatest mentors, Kanye West. I got Vic Mensa on the line with me right now on Vocalo Radio. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, man. It's a pleasure to speak to you, bro.
Same. Speaking of Kanye, I know he's one of the richest men in the US right now, worth $6 billion, my brother. So have you had a chance to speak to Kanye at all?
No, I haven't spoken to Kanye in any recent time, but I always got love for him. And you know what I mean? I love to see him continue to push boundaries and break records. That's who he is. That's who he's always been.
Do you ever look back upon those times, like in the beginning of your music career? Like what sits with you the most that sticks with you to this day that you might ponder on from back in the day?
Man, just persistence and the dedication that I had from a young age, being in high school and going home to my mom's basement every day when the guys was out on the Ave and doing this and that. I used to try to make sure that I spent at least 3 to 4 hours every day, just straight writing, you know what I mean? And that's when I was 15, 16, and it's summertime, but I'm trying to write rhymes. And so this past year, I put myself back in that mind state oftentimes, just being like, man, I want to make sure that I lock in today and I just do, uninterrupted, just writing, writing for X amount of hours today, because I recognize that it's that work when behind closed doors, like Damian Lillard was just saying, man, that work in the dark, really prepares you for the light and builds up that ability, to unlock greatness. And I got that from back then. Even hearing Kanye say, lock yourself in the room doing 5 beats a day for 3 songs, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I think about that type of shit because that influenced me as a young kid, being like, okay, so this is how you be one of those guys. You know what I mean? This is how you be really great. This is how you operate with them. This is what they did. And I studied Kanye. So then when I got to, really work with Kanye and learn from him personally, it's like I already knew him in many ways, just from how much I studied the music. And I've been blessed to, work with many of my idols, from Kanye to Hove to Pharrell. These are the people that I study constantly. Now, man, I just need to meet Andre 3000.
Hey, that's gonna come. That's gonna come. You speak it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about the energy.
I
And
start speaking that one into existence. Don't even trip every single time.
and I would love to hear a song from y'all as well. Ooh, that'll be bananas, man. I mean, whew. Look, I mean, to hear you say, Andre 3 Stacks is like one of the next tasks for you to touch base on. I also want to know, like, what does it take for you to really gain that focus and lock in the studio? Because I heard this project, which we're gonna touch base on a little bit later too, and it is amazing, my brother.
Thank you, God. I try to write about what's going on in my life. You know what I mean? Write about the relationships I have and the emotions that I have in those relationships. Write about the stories of people that I care about. Write about the real people. Myself being one of them. And I've been dope, forever, but I always had to put in a lot of work. You know what I mean? I wasn't the guy that just like comes in the studio once a week and, just like record 20 songs that day and then like, I don't know, go fuck off cash for the rest of the week. Like I'm the guy that's like in the lab, you know what I mean? Consistently trying things, writing freestyles, writing, poems, writing whatever, you know what I mean? Making beats, like just consistency. And And I started mapping things out too. Like when I was doing the V tape, I was really mapping out things I wanted to touch, things I wanted to speak about. So I'm like, I want to talk about this controversy and give this context to it. You know what I mean? I want to talk about um, these different experiences that happened in my life. You know what I mean, with my family and XYZ. So I literally like wrote that shit down. And made multiple songs where I'm like addressing the same things, and then eventually it just clicked. You know what I mean?
Now, speaking of the V tape too, in your video Machiavelli, you're seen wearing RIP like shirt of yourself. But I want to know specifically, like, what was the meaning behind you wearing a spray painted T-shirt of yourself in this, this new life of Vic Mensa?
Yeah, dying to the past. Every moment, all we have is the present. I mean, all you got is right now. That's all you ever have. Nothing ever happened in the past or the future. Anything that has ever happened or will ever happen happened in the present. You know what I'm saying? And so what I was getting at was, dying to the past, dying to the past versions of myself. There's a quote by Rumi where he says, "Past and future veil God from our sight, burn up both with fire." So there's an element of kind of being like freestyling to it. You got to be there. You got to be right here. You got to be in the present moment. You know what I mean? To remember, 32 bars that you've been with that you ain't written down. You got to be present. So I'm like, I can't start thinking about, this, start thinking about what somebody gonna think about this line. I gotta be like, you know what I mean? I gotta be present. So that's what that was. That was me saying, I'm right here, right now. Like, fuck whatever happened 2 years ago, or 3 or 4, 5 years. Fuck all that shit. Like, what's going on right now? This is where I'm at right now. This is who I am right now.
The old Vic Mensa people, of course, seen the old Vic Mensa. Now it's a brand new, improved, healthy, you're glowing right now, my brother. It's a brand new, improved Vic Mensa. So, like, what's some new things you've picked up, especially coming from this pandemic? That this would actually be a year anniversary of this pandemic. So, what's some
Right.
new things going on?
I'm more peaceful. I'm definitely more peaceful, and it's like we in Chicago. It's not the most peaceful place. For me, I'm to a place where I'm less at the mercy of outside influences. It used to be easy to get me to turn up. You might not even have to do nothing to say nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I might just turn up, and it's like, and you could resonate. You can understand what I'm saying because you're from Chicago. It's like our normal, our normal is not normal.
At
You know
all.
what I mean? And so me being in the industry, I wasn't oftentimes I wasn't treating the music industry, entertainment industry like what it is. I was thinking like, oh, I was thinking like I'm outside, like I'm in Chicago. The way things happen over here, it doesn't always translate. You know what I mean? Like we used to escalation. You know what I mean? We escalate in Chicago because anything can happen at any time. It could
Mhm.
always go there. So for me, the way that I coped with that growing up was like, okay, I'm gonna take it there first then. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take it all away. So motherfucker don't take it there on me.
Mm.
I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna kick it off. I'm gonna take it all away. And these days, it's just like I don't let things escalate me the same way. Because oftentimes, it'll be self-destructive, you know what I mean? And I would feel like I'm just acting out the patterns that I know, the patterns that I learned growing up where I grew up. But not everybody operates that way. And the extremity of this place doesn't always have a place in like maturity.
You sure? Because look, I'm talking to a mature Vic Mensa right now, my brother. Look, I see a huge change, and it's in a great way. You've been super active. I want to actually touch base on Save Money, Save a Life. I know I spoke on air not too long ago that one of your locations was broken into.
Yeah, that happened, man. And I know it's disappointing. end of the day, it's like sometimes one door closes for another door to open. When you operate in the hood, you are susceptible to hood shit happening. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, my office is on 47th and Vince Sands. You know what I mean? Like, this is a block that when I was a kid, I used to cross the street before I walked across this block to get to the green light because it's like there's too much going on out there. You know what I mean? And it's like we in the middle of the hood. Our store is on 46th and Indiana. We did not like to hang out outside of his house. You know what I'm saying? Because it was crack. And it's like we operate in the hood for real. What I mean to say is that it's like it's real grassroots in the thick of the community. And there's shit that comes along with that. And it's all a learning process. It's like, recognizing that there are certain things you got to do when you're going to be, in the middle of it like that. You got to take certain precautions, you know what I mean? And you got to run a tight ship.
You also got some other initiatives under Save Money, Save a Life, like She Got Beats. I was reading about that. I mean, please share, let people know more about the She Got Beats initiative.
So She Got Beats is about to be launched. We pretty much got all the pieces together. We're trying to find a partner. So if anybody's listening to this and wants to be involved, we got pretty much every piece. So She Got Beats is a program that had a concept for to do a music production workshop for young girls, teaching young girls how to be producers, because just looking at the game, there's a large disparity between women in music, and women as producers. I think that there's been a lot of factors that influence that, and just misogyny, and people thinking that a woman's place is maybe to be singing on the mic and not, running the show, whatever it is. That women are underrepresented as producers in music, and so we want to address that, and that's why I came up with the concept for She Got Beats. So right now it's like we got all the computers donated. I think we just got all the Ableton setups. We got the headphones. We got 4 instructors, and now we're just looking for a little bit of bread to pay the instructors, and we'll be ready to go.
I mean, how can people donate and help out this cause, man?
Yeah, so if you want to help us out, man, go to savemoneysavelife.org, and the donation page is really easy to use over there. Everything helps.
I meant to tell you this. My father's from Ghana. I got a quick story to tell you. I remember I was in the car with him when I made music, and he brought up your name. He was like, "Man, have you ever thought about trying to do a feature with Vic Mensa?" I'm like, "What you know about Vic Mensa?" He was like, "Yeah, his father's from where I'm from." He was like, "And he makes great music. You should try and reach out." And I'm like, "Dad, Vic Mensa then skyrocketed. I ain't gonna be able to contact." But yeah, he's also in tune with your music, and just
Yeah,
knowing
that's
that,
awesome, bro.
yeah, just knowing that we, come from that, that African background. I gotta know, how was your trip to Africa, man?
Being in Ghana, man, was like rejuvenating. It was cleansing. Um, the peace that exists in Ghana is such a strong contrast to what we experience in America. What we experience in Chicago. It's like, and the sense of kinship that they share. You know what I mean? It's like, when we're talking about everything having the potential to escalate all the way in Chicago. In Ghana, they have they look at each other as one people. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, it's a wild thought to them to kill one of their own. You know what I mean? It's like I've seen so many arguments that's like if it was to happen in America, I'd be like, oh, this this is gonna get bad. They talk to each other crazy sometimes, and then 5-10 minutes later, they be laughing and kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Because and they deal with their own things, but they don't have some of the traumas that we have. You know what I mean? And like people being locked away for their whole lives and getting killed by the police left and right. Now in Nigeria, they got the SARS thing going on, but Ghana is just it's on the up, and it's a truly peaceful place. Everything from food, you eating fish from the ocean, you know what I mean? Vegetables from the ground. It ain't all come from the grocery store and packaged and processed. It's just a great place to be, man. I'm already planning on going back, man. I'm trying to go back in June.
It almost sounds like you're trying to get some residency there. Sound like you might find you a spot and move out there.
I'm working on my passport for sure. I'm working on my Ghanaian passport.
So also I got us to jump into the music, man. So you got iTape on the way.
Yes,
You
sir.
you link up with Wyclef Jean for your single Shelter, and you also bring Chance on board. And I learned that you started working on Shelter back in 2016.
Yeah, man. I was in the studio with Wyclef back then. Me, Wyclef, Poppy Beats, and Malik Youssef. We was in the room, and he started playing that guitar part, and we wrote the record, um, and I had a verse originally, just one long verse. But I didn't like the verse that much. I always loved the song, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't love the verse because I didn't really know what to talk about. In 2020, the verses just came to me. I mean, the content just came to me because it made sense with so many things being brought to light. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, I'll touch on this, you know what I mean? I got in tune with a brother named Julius Jones, who's on death row, who was like sending letters from death row out with the headline theme music "We Could Be Free" by Vic Mensa, and that just inspired me. That just hit different for me. And so the next day I went and I wrote the verses that you hear now, and so the song really came together.
What led you to bring Chance the Rapper and place him on there as a feature?
Usually when me and Chano do songs, it's like we sit there and we pick the beat together and kind of come up with a concept and do our verses. This was a little different because I had just done my verses and then I went and I was showing him some music and he just really liked it. And he's a huge fan of Wyclef too. You know what I mean? So we just put it together like that.
People always think about the past turmoil. I don't even know what went down. All I know is y'all brothers fight. Kanye West, Jay-Z. You feel what I'm saying? It's so many brothers that have me and my brothers. So it was refreshing to see that, you released this record with Wyclef and Chance. And it was good seeing you and Chance back together. And I saw you on social media tweeting, and you were saying y'all got some more things in the vault. So I gotta know too, overall, with you and Chance doing so much together, how's the relationship now that you all are, much older, much more mature?
Man, our relationship is great, man. You know what I'm saying? And we working together on a bunch of different shit, you know what I mean? Like music to video and working on one of our guys who's locked up, just working with getting some attorneys. Like Chance just got a new attorney for him. I had got an attorney in the past, so we just collaborating. Um, like you said, just being older and being more mature. We both grown a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what time does.
Yeah, it does, man. It's like I said, it's dope seeing both of you two stay here in the city, give back.
I give Chano a lot of love for that, man, because Chano for a long time has been like pushing the narrative that we can remain in Chicago and we could build the crib up, you know what I'm saying? And when we came up, what we saw, the example that was set for us was that you got to lead a city in order to have success because all of the people that, we could look to, like a Common or a Kanye or a Lupe, to my knowledge, wasn't none of them living in Chicago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is before social media, so you don't really know where people were. But it definitely didn't look like the blueprint that was laid was you could get on and you could be home. You know what I mean? And build up home. It was always like you got to get on and go to LA and New York. You got to break out. And I definitely did that. But being home, man, it's like this where I want to be. I can always travel from here, but to have my home base rooted in home for real um, is important to me.
It's definitely needed. You are motivation and inspiration to a lot of people, and we need that here in Chicago, man. And I got to speak on.
Man,
Repeat that.
what's your last name?
Biko.
So what's your first name?
Stephen.
Steph and Biko.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Like, wait, how do you say your middle name?
Quessy.
Kojo.
You Kojo? Okay.
Yeah.
Kojo Biko. Okay, there you go. I'm Quessy Mensa.
I'm Tumasi, Kojo Biko Tumasi.
Kojo Biko Toomsy, yeah.
Kojo Tumasi Biko. I'm sorry. Yeah, I told you we got look, our roots is we there. But I gotta touch bases on the eye tape. I want to know, what would you like for fans and supporters to take away from this project?
As always, I'm telling stories. So I want people to to learn something from it. Um, learn about me, learn about the people in my life, relate to the people that are in their life and, think about themselves in the context of, my story. I think that's the thing about storytelling, man. It's like the music, it connects us, it brings us together because even if you haven't experienced exactly what I have, you always going to be able to find something that you can relate to. And also like I want people to listen and just and see that I really do this shit. You know what I mean? Like in real life. There's a song on here. It's called Musa, where I'm telling this crazy story. You know what I mean, about just a situation that happened, and a friend of mine who was incarcerated when he was 14, locked up for 25 years, and last year how I was able to jump in and help him out, and he had his clemency petition going on, but I was able to help him push it across the finish line. And I just think it's such a wild story because I never heard of nothing like that before. You know what I mean? Like, what, 12 years early, he came home. And I think it's interesting to put into music, telling stories that are, unbelievable and intricate, but are really true.
And that's big to just hear what you just said, how you helped someone get probation 12 years earlier, a friend. Like that shows you how active you are, just doing what you can, because like you said, it's bigger than you. And it is. Did you ever expect that you would be able to help someone get out of a situation like that?
Nah, that was different. Changed my perspective in a lot of ways and just showed me that I got to be able to have the courage to see the things that seem impossible. And that just gave me a window into my own power. And so it made me not want to indulge the idea of can't.
And I'm happy to hear you say that, because the whole time you just broke it down, I'm like, that's power. That's what you call using your power the correct way. And it's been a blessing to chat with you, man. Before we end this thing, is there any artist you're rocking with, on the uprising here in Chicago? You saying their name could possibly help get them over that hump.
Who do I really be rocking with from Chicago? There's a young dude named Hollywood. He be rapping over like juke beats. He cold. It's like a young street rapper whose name is Fonzo. Don't do that. Man, I like his music. It's cold. Look Cold is one of my favorites. He's like right hand man to SG Batman. His father is my OG, my big homie Cold Hard from Crucial Conflict. So his son name is Look Cold. Look Cold is a fool with it.
And I'm a Crucial Conflict fan.
Hey, this look.
What you know about playing with a hoe? Got a rocks all of a sudden, next day it's gone. What you know about being outside with some mans all day, next day he gone. What you know about wake up first thing on your mind is grab your pole. What you know about talk to your mans on the telephone crack cause he can't come home. What you know about niggas choosing flipping sides and use the call him girls.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look cold.